revert your actions. And again, these are from the audience.
Okay, I'll respond. This is the last time I'm ever going to respond to it. I didn't do it. I'll die tonight or 100 years from now. I was trying to help a friend. She was in the hospital. She was a friend, and she told me she might have to get out because she was sick and her health was deteriorating. I offered her money back. That's the only time I'm going to address this, and I'm very disappointed y'all even bring this up at this place.
So again, the questions are from the audience.
This question is for Tom. What steps are you taking as a politician to rectify the damage you've done with the representation of Douglas County minorities?
You know, as I said it earlier, steps that I've taken is I've reached out to my friends. I've reached out to my friends and said, forgive me for comments that I made. But why did I make those comments? There's a gentleman in the back of the room, if he's still here. Yes, sir. I think we need to ask him what was his motive of asking those questions and baiting me into saying racist statements, and you did that.
So, point of order, point of order, point of order, point of order, point of order. No, we're not going to have that. Mark died. Excuse me, Mark died. Mark died.
That's the
Call me out, I'm gonna tell you what y'all, buddy. You
I'm going to remove myself from this room if y'all cannot control this audience.
So, we're going to move to the next question.
This is addressed to both candidates running for sheriff. What about the gang problems in our community, and how do you plan on dealing with it?
Right now, the city has a task force that's connected to the gang problem, and I will assist them with that ongoing that they already have. And it's a growing problem for Douglas County, not only Douglas County, throughout the state. But I would assist a joint team with the city of Douglasville, make the team bigger so we can have more investigators out there looking for such things that they commit. Thank you.
Actually, I believe what we see here in the works right now is the City of Douglasville, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and the DA's office have access to a metro Atlanta area gang intelligence network. The Sheriff's Office is actually putting someone in place right now to do nothing but gang intelligence for the Sheriff's Office. We know it's a growing problem. Not only do we want to address the problem, but we want to find out what we can do to keep these kids from getting involved. Thank you.
So the next question goes to Greg Baker. What knowledge or work experience do you have that qualify you to be tax commissioner?
Thank you. I'm surprised I got a question. You know, I've been a leader and a manager. I started a company from $1,000. It grew to $30 million in sales in 3 years. I ran that company for 9 years, and as you know, the housing market crashed. It was a mortgage company. I happened to get to that company just before it crashed. I ran 2 insurance companies that I started from scratch. I built the first one. I worked at Norfolk Grumman as a manager. And I came home one day because it takes 2 hours a day going back and forth on the freeway in California to get to work. I told my wife I was going to do something else. She said I was crazy. I started an insurance company. She called my mom. My mom said, don't quit that job. Are you nuts too? But I had faith in me. I built that company off of $100. And I grew that and sold that company for almost $800,000. So I built companies from scratch I know how to run businesses. I know how to educate people. I'm also a teacher at Mercer University. I teach social policy and social change. So I just get in there and I do what I got to do. I'm a hard worker. I grew up with a paper route when I was 13. And I always look at people and tell them this. Don't tell me you can't do anything. Go get a job at McDonald's. I did it. I worked at Arby's roast beef.
Thank you, Mr. Baker.
Thank you.
Okay, this is directed at the sheriff, running for sheriffs again. The question is, have you ever been in management at the sheriff's department and describe your duties as a manager?
I can tell you this, I had 15 years of supervisory experience. I left as a lieutenant. Not only did I run a patrol ship, but also managed the K-9 unit. Of course, part of managing the K-9 unit, I handled all the training, coordinated duty assignments, and events that we attended. So, what was the second part of that? That was all of it. Yes, I have management experience. Thank you.
Yes, again, as I spoke earlier, I managed 5 different divisions at the sheriff's office. Started off with the records division. That's where everybody's records is kept, the central records. Ran that division. Ran the warrant division, which is, the sheriff to go get you when you commit a crime. Now I work the plainclothes fugitive unit. I'm manager over that. That's where if you commit a crime here in Douglas County and run to New York, we're going to come to New York and get you. I manage that one. Manage transport. If you get caught in California, if you're worried enough for us to come to California and get you, if you rob 2 or 3 banks in Douglas County, we come in there and get you. I manage that division. And civil division, all the divorce papers and lawsuits. I managed that division before I left. So I had plenty of management experience at Douglas County Sheriff's Office.
So our final question from the audience tonight goes to the school board candidates. The question is, the failure rate on advanced placement exams in our high schools has been around 80% for 4 straight years, yet enrollment in course offerings have increased dramatically. How do you plan to ensure that student achievements is a top priority in our AP program as opposed to increasing the size of it? And Carol Lindstrom first, and then Devitra and Caldwell.
We have been recognized by the state for our AP programs. We have been recognized by the state for our AP programs. Not for the amount of AP programs that we give, but because our students who are passing our AP courses has risen greatly. Now, I understand that the question came from a gentleman who has gotten data, and his information is out there, but it doesn't always come from one source. The source of all the data for the state, our schools are doing great for AP. We will continue to increase our academic achievement. It is a student's choice to enroll in AP. It is a parent's choice to enroll their students in AP. It is your choice as parents to enroll your students in an AP course. And it is also your choice as a parent and your student's choice if they take an AP test. My students took AP courses and they chose if they were prepared to take the test. 2 tests were not taken because they weren't ready for those tests. If your student takes the test and they're not ready, it is not always on the teacher, and it's not always on the course. Thank you.
I would just like to say, the only thing that I can speak on is the excellence in Douglas County. As I said before, or as I said earlier, Douglas County is a great school system. As it stands, our graduation rates prove that. As it stands, our teachers, our administrators prove that. So I can only speak that Douglas County is an awesome place to live. It's an awesome place to work. It's an awesome place for our children to attend school. And as your next school board representative, I will only continue to work with the current board members, teachers, and faculty to make sure that we continue to strive for excellence in Douglas County. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tiffany Stewart Stanley, and I'm the chairperson for the State Public Affairs Committee for the Junior League of Douglas County. I also serve on the state level as the communications chairperson for the Georgia League of the Junior League of Georgia Junior League. We would like to thank the Sigma Omega Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the Douglas Carroll Paulding chapter of Delta Sigma Beta Incorporated for partnering with us once again. I would like to thank all of the candidates who came in here tonight and also for stepping up to become a public servant in our community. We would also like to thank all of you who came tonight, who took the time out of your busy schedule to be here with us tonight and to learn more about our candidates. Do we have any other elected officials or candidates in the audience? If we do, please stand. And we would like for everyone to please remember that early voting starts on October 17th and will run through November 4th, and Election Day is November 8th. Thank you for supporting the 2016 census.